To identify the best places to retire, U.S. News analyzed data for the 150 largest metropolitan areas in the U.S. to assess how well they meet Americans' retirement needs and expectations. Top criteria include the happiness of local residents, housing affordability, tax rates, and healthcare quality.
Eugene, Oregon. The city offers the best of both worlds. Like very few places in the U.S. self-dubbed a great city for the arts and outdoors, Eugene has a thriving local arts and culture scene in concert with sprawling recreational options. Ballet Fantastique, the Eugene Ballet, the Eugene Opera, and the Eugene Symphony head up the area's performing arts options. Visual art spills up from coffee shops and galleries with murals and street art on municipal buildings, in parks, and into neighborhoods.
Asheville, North Carolina. Though this small mountain city has many nicknames, Paris of the South and Beer City among them, what makes Asheville unique is hard to define. Certainly, an excellent food scene, fed by local farmers and producers, is a huge draw. The Blue Ridge Mountains, which form a backdrop behind the downtown skyline, also serve as an attractive playground for outdoor adventurers. As for the beer, Asheville has more breweries per capita than any other U.S. city.
Toledo, Ohio. You will do better in Toledo, say the signs by roads into the downtown area. The slogan, which was introduced in 1913, represents the positive attitude of Toledo's residents. Though tourists might not flock to Toledo as they do to some nearby metropolitan areas, residents know what makes the area great, including the low cost of living and a wealth of outdoor activities.
Port St. Lucie is nestled along Florida's Treasure Coast, on the state's southeast side, about halfway between Miami and Orlando. Port St. Lucie has a more relaxed atmosphere than its larger neighbors. Its clean streets and quiet neighborhoods are woven around scenic waterways and lush green golf courses. Homes in the area can be affordable to buy or rent, compared with other South Florida housing markets. However, as Port St. Lucie's popularity has risen, so too has the cost of housing here.
Youngstown, Ohio. Located halfway between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, Youngstown is still reflective of the steel industry's collapse in the 1970s. But this Rust Belt city is in the midst of a cultural and economic renaissance that combines rich historical tradition with the zeal of a new generation.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Known by nicknames like Blitzburg and Steel City, Pittsburgh is on the verge of greater heights. Emerging from a dying steel industry, Pittsburgh is earning another name, Reinvention City. Since the steel mills closed in the 1980s, Pittsburgh feels cleaner and full of energy. Pittsburgh encompasses almost 2,000 acres of land in just its city parks and offers county parks, state parks, and riverfront parks to its residents.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia offers a unique setting for an eclectic mix of modern lifestyles, mingling both the edgy and the sophisticated. History and art are pervasive in the city proper. Walking through downtown, you'll likely spot murals and mosaics coating the sides of industrial warehouses and ivy climbing the walls of 300-year-old brick buildings. Culture is well established in Philly, too, as evidenced by the array of art galleries, music venues, and theaters.
Manchester, New Hampshire. Surrounded by rolling mountain ranges and verdant forests, Manchester is the largest metropolitan area in New Hampshire and home to a number of college and university campuses, including the University of New Hampshire at Manchester, Southern New Hampshire University and Manchester Community College. The community feels young and vibrant thanks to the large number of college students living here, and nearly a third of the area's population over 25 years old holds a bachelor's degree or higher.
Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton's low crime rate and low cost of living make it a popular place for families, while the vital, healthy downtown is a magnet for young professionals. The active social scene features an abundance of engaging events, such as First Friday Scranton, a free art walk at galleries and businesses around downtown, Scranton Jazz Festival, a 3-day festival held in August, and La Festa Italiana, an end-of-summer event held on Courthouse Square, featuring Italian fare and live entertainment.
Ocala, Florida. The rolling hills and green pastures of surrounding horse farms meld into the urban center of the city, where a burgeoning logistics industry takes advantage of the centralized location in the heart of Florida. A vibrant, historic downtown features Victorian-era homes framing a city square with an active food scene and nightlife. A creative impulse locally fuels independent movie makers, artisanal brewers, painters, and sculptors.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. With its low cost of living in quiet neighborhoods, Fort Wayne, Indiana, is an excellent place to buy a house, start a career, launch a business, and raise children. As a mid-sized metropolitan area in the heart of the Midwest, residents in Fort Wayne have access to the amenities one would expect to find in a large metropolis, like excellent entertainment options and a thriving art scene. Residents also encounter quirky special events, such as the yearly Busker Fest devoted to street performers and the annual bed race that takes place during the Three Rivers Festival.
New York City is a place written about in songs. It has served as the backdrop for countless movies, and it's inspired people worldwide with its grandiosity. Brimming with some of the nation's tallest buildings and historic landmarks, New York City is never short on spectacle. For centuries, New York City has been a leader in trade and culture, redefining everything from fashion trends to what a proper bagel with schmear should taste like.
Lakeland, Florida. Aptly named for its 38 stunning lakes, Lakeland is infused with old Florida history and natural beauty. Remnants of Lakeland's past, like Polk Theater and Munn Park, remind residents of the metro area's 19th century roots. Meanwhile, dozens of parks allow Lakelanders to enjoy the beautiful Sunshine State weather. Due to its placement between two of Florida's major cities, Orlando and Tampa, Lakeland is often overlooked. The relatively small metro area lends itself to a small-town feel, where neighbors know one another and people often run into friends while out shopping or dining.
Melbourne, Florida. Troves of urbanites, families, professionals and retirees enjoy Melbourne, Florida, one of the Space Coast's most populated metro areas. It's no accident that residents here love anything that produces lift. On clear days, you can see sky-rumbling satellite launches and spacecrafts containing cargo en route to the International Space Station from Cape Canaveral. The Space Coast is committed to blending the arts, science and economic development into its energetic community. Most people are generally warm and welcoming, and given that Melbourne attracts new residents from all over the country, you are sure to meet interesting folks from all different walks of life.
Sarasota has a distinct vibe that's different from Florida's relative coastal cities, with its own vibrant art scene, beachy atmosphere, and burgeoning food culture. People who choose Sarasota as their home are generally called by its unique charm. This metro area of just over 800,000 people has a renowned opera house, a number of rooftop bars, and the popular beach of Siesta Key. What makes the region special is its duality. Downtown Sarasota boasts resorts and fine dining, but strolling Siesta Key Village or St. Armand's Circle offers a more intimate, seaside ambience.
Reading, Pennsylvania. As the Rust Belt's economy has ebbed and flowed, the region has existed in an almost constant state of transition. For this reason, living in Reading poses its fair share of challenges. Still, the Reading metro area, particularly suburban communities like Wyomissing, continues to attract new residents with its low cost of living and low crime rates. Reading also benefits from a convenient location. It's just a stone's throw away from Philadelphia, and residents can easily access Lancaster and Amish country.
Allentown, Pennsylvania. Much of the charm in Pennsylvania's third-largest metro area comes from its vast collection of historic homes and buildings, commercial structures, and century-old industrial buildings. Architects have modernized and converted many closed mills and manufacturing buildings into apartments and lofts. Nestled within the Lehigh Valley, with the Blue Mountain Range to the north and South Mountain to the southwest, Allentown offers hikers and skiers access to great trails and snow. Residents can drive to New York City or Philadelphia in roughly 2 hours. Allentown's convenient location, commitment to healthy living and celebration of the arts make it a great place for active folks to live.
And Arbor, Michigan is a city of contrasts. It is at once rural and urban, sporty and smart, outdoorsy and high-tech, counterculture and high society. Set amid rolling hills and bisected by the Huron River, and Arbor features options for outdoor recreation throughout the year, from kayaking and mountain biking in warmer months to snowshoeing and ice skating in the winter. The city was established in the mid-1800s, and the original residential areas that encircle the central business district are still full of homes from that era. Higher density housing is common both on the city's outskirts and, more recently, in the downtown core, where easy access to cultural, dining and entertainment destinations is attracting a growing number of full-time residents.
Daytona Beach, Florida. Many things that make Daytona Beach a popular vacation spot also make it a good place to live. Fishing is a popular pastime, and residents can be seen casting from a pier or the deck of a yacht. Fishing's land-based recreational counterpart is golf, and the area offers multiple courses on which to play. And then, of course, there's racing. Home to the Daytona International Speedway, the area regularly welcomes NASCAR fans from around the country. This may suggest every aspect of life revolves around little else but outdoor pursuits, but life in Daytona Beach is balanced by museums, theaters, performing arts centers, antique markets, restaurants, malls, and colleges that combine to make it one of Florida's most well-rounded metro areas.
Naples, Florida. Nestled between the edges of the Everglades and the shores of the Gulf of Mexico sits Collier County, home to Naples, Immokalee and Marco Island, as well as a range of distinctly Florida flavors. Long known as a preferred retirement spot for the rich, powerful and cold-averse, the greater Naples and Marco Island area supplies pristine beaches, sprawling golf courses, and fine dining and shopping. Closer to the area's rural interior, meanwhile, cattle graze and seasonal workers pick tomatoes in the fields around Immokalee, a farming community an hour's drive outside of Naples.
York, Pennsylvania. Newcomers to York will find remnants of its rich history and industrial heritage coloring the urban landscape, from restored colonial-era buildings to unexpected touches of playful public sculpture made from bits of old York machinery. York shops, high-end apartments, and special events, along with a flourishing arts community, have led to downtown living verging on trendy and a growing number of visitors to the Wico, Market, and Royal Square districts that make up York's major activity centers.
Tampa, Florida. Residents of the Tampa Bay area enjoy both a laid-back beach lifestyle and the amenities of a large metropolitan area, including professional sports teams, museums, and an array of entertainment and dining options. Living in the Tampa Bay area is like being on vacation all year.
Pensacola, Florida. White sand beaches, breathtaking sunsets, and emerald green waters are often cited as reasons newcomers fall in love with the Pensacola area. Year-round, the city's vibrant nightlife is balanced by an abundance of family-friendly activities and a community atmosphere. For those who can weather hurricane season and hot summers, Pensacola and its neighboring towns can provide a slice of La Dolce Vita to those who call the area home.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The great outdoors are easily accessible in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania's capital. Bikers and runners take in the scenery of the Susquehanna River on the trails of Riverfront Park, which also hosts many of the metro area's annual festivals and events. Residents also enjoy hiking the famous Appalachian Trail or camping and mountain biking in the many nearby state parks and forests.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania, offers a balance between natural and commercial spaces that residents appreciate. Expansive farms rub elbows with manicured suburbs, which lead right into the bustling city. A short drive can take one through each of these environments. Each area boasts its own unique groups of inhabitants: farmers, families, college students, and young professionals. From close-knit church communities to the indie coffee shop scene, Lancaster holds something for everyone.